What's up, guys? This is Pat Danger Podcast, episode number 9, I believe. I'm here with my boy. You go by Cameron or Cameroni?
Well, I just like to call myself Cameroni.
Dude, I love the name. I love the fucking name. It's fun to say. It's fun to type out. Um, I love the name. Yo, what's that
Yeah,
Cole?
just
Sorry, go ahead.
the name. It, it all it was one of my friends just randomly started calling me Cameroni. So he was like, "Yep, that's my name now, just on everything."
Is your
Just
real name Cameron?
yeah,
All right, that makes sense then. If your real name was like Brandon or something, and he just started calling you Cameroni, that might be like a little strange. But no, dude, I love the name for real. I think it's catchy and cool. Of course, the one phone call I get in the last 10 years is during a live stream. Yo, what's that Cole thing in the background? Is that for J Cole?
that
Definitely
is
not, right?
my family name.
Okay, that's your
Yeah,
family
that
name.
is my family name.
Did you paint that?
Yes,
Dude, that's pretty good.
I might change it, but I'm not sure. Thank you.
So you paint, or is it like a one-time thing on the wall?
I used to paint like all the time, but I mean, not as much anymore. I do like everything digital.
Yeah, I feel like digital is kind of the way to go. I kind of like messed around with painting um, earlier in quarantine, and then like every few months I would come back to it. Even following like a step by step YouTube tutorial, mine just came out horrible. So I'm like, let me not do this anymore. But that's pretty cool. So you make music, right, Cameroni?
Yes.
You make. Let's talk about your creative things first. You make music, you paint sometimes, you do digital artwork online, right?
Yes. I'm also like an amateur VFX artist.
What does that mean?
I do like kind of like the special effects you would see like kind of the smaller stuff you see in movies, their special effects kind of stuff.
Oh shit, that's actually pretty
Just not as
cool.
good.
Still, dude, that's pretty cool. Like, what have you done with that recently? Like, just your own stuff for now, or other people?
Well, I've made my own visualizers for music, but really you only see that on like Spotify. And I've also tried to make music videos with them, but I'm not really gonna put that out yet until I know like it's actually good.
Yeah, that
So
that's pretty cool. I do like music visualizers. I kind of like cop out and just use this website that completely does it for you. But even the cheap, shitty, free one that I use that does it for you, it does add like another layer of depth to the music almost. Um, and I feel like it could only like enhance a song. If the song's already pretty good, I feel like people way much rather watch a music visualizer than just watch the lyrics on the screen or just like a blank still image for the entire song.
yeah, it makes it a little more interesting just to keep you from getting bored too long if the
Yeah.
song's boring at all.
Yeah, it kind of holds their interest for a little bit longer. So that's cool. Do you do anything else creatively, or are those kind of like your main things?
Well, when I first started, I first was a DJ, like a
Oh,
turntablist DJ. And then about a week later is when I actually started making music.
that's a pretty quick.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
I was gonna
You're good.
say
You can go
that's.
ahead.
I was gonna say that's like a pretty quick transition from DJing to music in 1 week. I also did used to DJ too before I made music, but I wasn't really that good, and I don't know if I I was like basically a glorified like playlist picker. Like I wasn't really doing anything crazy DJ wise. Like I wasn't. I don't know if you were like scratching and stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I started out with at first.
Okay,
And I
wow.
still have my first turntable.
All right, we got to
Let me
see it
see if I
now.
can get it.
We got to see this first turntable. Break it out.
This is the Newmark Scratch.
Oh, damn. So you were like a DJ DJ. I don't even want to call myself a DJ now. You got like the professional stuff. I have a Newmark thing too. I'm pretty sure it's called. I can't break mine out because I don't know where it is. Oh damn, dude, that's awesome.
It's so dusty now.
Yeah. So did you DJ for a while, or like when you started transitioning to music, was that like the end of your DJ career, or you kept it
Well,
going?
I still DJ as of now, but just not as much.
And where were you DJing exactly? Because when I was DJing, it was I was living off campus at the State University of New Jersey, and I was just DJing like parties around campus. There was actually one time where for whatever reason, I was carrying my like I don't even my I don't know what it would be called, like the turntable type thing in my backpack, right? And I had all the I had wires and stuff too, and we are kind of walking around, and we found this one party, and I'm like, "Yo, do you guys have a DJ?" They're like, "No, we're kind of just playing it, whatever." I was like, "I'll DJ your party for free if you let me and my friends in." So I remember I had to run back home. Thank God I was like a couple blocks away from my house. I remember having to run back home because I forgot like one major cable that I needed, or some sort of converter, whatever. But I remember that was like a pretty cool story and a good way to get into parties, you know. So where were you DJing?
Well, mainly I would do it at home because really I was practicing to try and get to like the DMC online championships and stuff.
Okay.
I never really focused on like actually DJing for venues and stuff, but I did do it once. And it was kind of the same situation as yours, where really I just volunteered because I was trying to see if anyone, like the venue I was at, they already had DJs that would play there. I
Right.
was trying to see if they would invite me back, but one of the DJs that was helping me there, for some reason, just completely cut me off and just decided not to try and get me a job there anymore.
Well, first off,
So,
that sucks. Two, it sounds like we were kind of on
yeah.
different sides of the coin. Me, I really wasn't trying to go anywhere with my DJ stuff. I never had a dream of like being a professional DJ. I loved music, but it was honestly more of just like a hobby and a cool way to meet a lot of people. Not in like a networking way, but just in like a genuinely connecting with people type way. Got me and my friends into a bunch of parties that we would never get into otherwise, and things like that. That does suck that your friend cut you off like that. I've had some bad DJing experiences. Like people, I feel like the worst part about DJing in person is just the song requests, and some people are just relentless with it. I remember some dude. I was at like a frat party, and dude, trust me, I love old music too. I was bumping Sam Cooke right before this podcast, but I'm at like a Halloween frat party, and I'm like 20, and everyone's like 20, and everyone wants to hear Migos and Future, and some dude just kept coming up, and no joke, probably like 55 times, and I don't remember exactly what he requested, but it was something like kind of ridiculous. Like I want to say maybe I was gonna say the Beach Boys, but no, the Beach Boys are actually pretty good. I want to say like some random '80s act that just would not have fit the vibe, and I kind of put it off. I'm like, yo, yeah, like, dude, I'll get to it. You're in the queue. You're in the queue. Whatever. 2 hours later, he's like, hey, am I still in the queue? I'm like, yeah. Like people are wrapping up. The party's ending. Yeah, yeah, we're almost there, man. Um, so I've definitely had some struggles DJing in person like that. Um, so you went from DJing to making music pretty quickly. How long have you been making music for?
So, since they were kind of the same time, probably 4.5 years by now.
Okay. And when you say you started making music, were you doing vocals? Were you making beats? A combination? Something else, maybe?
At first, it started, I was making probably the worst stuff of all time because I had that little turntable there, and like it has this little built-in speaker. Let's set my oh my cat's jumping on my desk.
Ooh, I love
Go get
cats,
him.
man.
But I would put my phone next to the speaker. I would just record the audio from the speaker. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. But I would just record the audio through my phone's mic and just put like a crap ton of reverb on it just to make up for like the audio quality. And yeah, it was horrible for like the first few months.
hmm
And then I don't know if you heard of this, but there's something called FL Mobile. I got that, and then I actually started making like electronic hip hop kind of stuff.
Like
And
beats?
then
Were you doing just beats at that time, or you're talking about?
yeah,
Okay, beats. Got it.
yeah, it was kind of like more instrumentals, I guess, kind of that would sound like something an artist would go on, but I never had like a good microphone or anything. So it was kind of just, I don't know, it was kind of just a boring instrumental. So
Yeah.
eventually I tried rapping once, and then I wasn't sure whether or not I should keep doing it because there, I don't know, it kind of didn't match what everyone else listened to. It was kind of for like a really specific amount of people. So I stopped for a while, and then I eventually got Ableton Live on my laptop. And then I was just thinking, like, well, this is powerful enough, and I feel like I've gotten good enough at my instrumentals. Maybe I can try rapping again. So I got this USB microphone. It was the Rode NT USB. And so I tried it a few more times. It was always like really tiny verses. And then like as I got better at my delivery and building my style, then I got a little more comfort. Okay, he's jumping up here again.
He wants to be in the episode.
But I got a little more comfortable,
Uh, your uh, your video cut out.
and yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but like uh, yeah, really it's not a very fast process getting yourself together with that.
Yeah.
I'll fix my camera.
Yeah, that's cool. To kind of respond to that, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that you say your music was for like a specific group of people. I think some people would argue that that's the way to go. Kind of find your niche and then stay in it and perfect it and stick to one thing. Me personally, I do a lot of genres. I think a lot of my music is pretty broad, which people can definitely argue is a bad thing because, like I said, I think a lot of people would probably agree that it's better to stay in a niche. And if I were ever trying to like super hyper focus on like blowing up or whatever, I probably would just find one specific genre and a niche that's maybe untapped and stick with it, but not really my goal. I can also I also had the same kind of things when I was starting off where my equipment just wasn't there and I didn't make beats, but I did um, just vocals, rapping, singing, R&B, whatever. So I had the same I had similar issues where the equipment wasn't there. I had no idea that mixing slash mastering was even a thing, let alone how to even start that or attack that. So sometimes I go, not very often, but once every maybe a year or so, roughly, I might, for some reason, go back and listen to one of the first songs I've made. And it just kind of makes me cringe. Like it gives me one of those like full body cringes where I'm like, all right, well at least it's a good thing that you're cringing because that means you improved a lot, which is cool.
Yeah, actually, I've thought about because there are actually some like very small amount, but like there are some songs I've made
Hmm.
like about 3 years ago. I actually thought could have been like actually really good.
Right.
I was actually thinking of possibly remaking them at some point.
I'm in the same boat where mine's dude. It's not even like a few for me. It's this one song, and even this is also before no mixing, no mastering, nothing. It's the only one I can actually go back and listen to one and not cringe. But further than that, I actually I like it a lot. But I've been thinking of the same thing. It's one of my cousin's like all time favorite songs, and he's like, "Dude, please go back and remaster it. You have like the equipment now. Just go back and re-record it. You know, just do it the right way." So I've been kind of tinkering with that idea too. So I get what you're saying. Let's talk about equipment though. Are those lights in the background?
Yes.
Those are dope. What do you use that for? Videos or?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be recording a music video really, really soon.
Hmm.
And so I'm going to be using these to set my kind of mood in some of the scenes you might see.
Okay, is that why you painted the wall for the music video too, or that's just nothing to do with it?
I've had that there actually like almost every room I've lived in. I've just painted the wall, just made a mural.
It's kind of cool, man. Maybe I'll do that behind me. I kind of like the look of it. It's pretty cool. Um, those lights are sick. Let's talk about
He seems
equipment.
to really like my desk.
he yeah, he wants to be a part of it. Let's talk about um equipment in general. So you got those cool lights. It doesn't have to be music equipment specifically, but I guess related. You got those lights. The mic looks super professional too. So what is like what's your
Yeah.
setup right now?
So now this is the blue baby bottle microphone,
Is that from
and
Rockville?
this is actually the lesser version of the blue bottle, which I'm definitely not getting because it is $5,000.
Oh my
This one
god.
is 400 though.
Yeah, I thought for a second I thought you were gonna say 500 for like the super expensive one. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. But then you put an extra zero. I'm like, holy shit, that's like a car, dude. Damn.
Yeah, and then I have a Scarlett 2i2 third gen as my audio interface.
I think I have one of those too. All right, keep going. Got
Yeah,
the audio interface.
I'm not sure if you can see it, but my turntables are right over here. I have kind of mismatched turntables though.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, my
And
Twitch overlay is blocking it out, but I see it now. The new mark. Right.
there you go.
Oh, whoa! You got different cams in your room.
Yeah,
Wait, how many
I
cameras
have
do you
all
have in your
my
room?
stuff set up. I haven't even recorded anything yet. So this is that Razer microphone that I just got from Walmart. Both of these I got from Walmart,
Right.
but this mic, this camera is the Razer Keo, I think is what it's called. And then this one, it's just a generic webcam. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah,
Pretty cool, man. I like the whole
that's
different cameras aspect.
yeah. I was thinking of doing kind of collaborative videos with some of my friends. I have a friend who works with me at where I work. I almost said where I worked. I don't know if I should mention that or not.
Up to you.
But me and him, we both worked together. We went to school together for multiple years, and he got into rapping. And so I was thinking of making videos with him, both of us making a song together or something like that.
like live on stream or just in general?
Well, my internet isn't good enough to actually stream, so
Okay.
for now, I'm gonna have to stick to just videos.
Still, I think that's a kind of cool idea. It vaguely reminds me of something I saw. There's this guy on Twitch. He's a drummer, and people send in song requests for him to drum to, and he's got all these different cameras set up, which is so cool. And some of them are for his snare, some of them are just the whole drum ensemble, some are just for like his cymbal. There's a ceiling cam. There's all these other kind of things, which is really cool. So I think that's a great idea. If I ever have a use for that, I might look into doing the multiple camera setup.
Yeah, I think I might know who you're talking about. You're talking about the 8-bit drummer?
I honestly I couldn't tell you. I've only seen him. I might have only seen him once or maybe twice. I'm sure I followed him at some point, but it could be the same dude that I'm talking about.
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
So go ahead.
you can go
I was
ahead.
gonna say. So talking about music, who are some of your influences?
Well, my biggest influence
Hmm.
would probably be there's a DJ. You might have heard of him. He goes by Cut Chemist.
No, I don't know too many DJs
I
though.
don't know if you know who that is.
I don't think so.
Have you ever heard of Jurassic 5?
No, it sounds familiar, but I don't know. I can't tell you I know who that is.
So Jurassic 5 was a rap group that was kind of popular in the mid 90s
Right.
or late 90s kind of. And their DJ Cut Chemist, also producer, he kind of inspired me a lot, and it's kind of a weird story because their Jurassic 5, that was like the first rap group I ever heard, and
Hmm.
it's all because of this GameCube game I had as a kid. You might have heard of it. It's Tony Hawk's Underground,
Oh yeah, that's a
but
classic. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Jurassic 5 was in it, and also in the Tony Hawk's Underground 2, Cut Chemist had a song of his in it, and I don't know, I just always liked the sound of like scratching and stuff, but he also made his own instrumentals and stuff like that. And so, I don't know, I just felt like starting off like what he did, just making stuff out of other records, putting stuff together, like sampling. I don't know, there's a lot of sampling involved. And then there's also a few more inspirations. There's a guy who went by the name Gel who made like this really cool electronic. It was almost like drum and bass, but not really. It was kind of if you took old school hip hop and mixed it with, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of a weird genre, but it's cool at the same time.
Sounds cool.
But
Yeah.
he did some scratching in his music, and every now and then he would rap a little bit, and most of it was done by. He was like a finger drummer, so he had like the drum pad. What he
Oh
would
right.
do is he would chop up drum breaks and sample them on his drum pad. He'd make a whole instrumental for it without drums, and then he would do the drums live. And I don't know, I just really liked how he was mixing genres that people never really seemed to ever even try to mix. And then there was also a DJ that uh I know him on Discord now. He was probably the absolute main inspiration for my style of scratching. He went by the name DJ Vect,
Vic.
and he's like a 7-time. world champion in the DMC championship.
Damn.
So it's like, I don't know, he's a really crazy DJ. So
It's
yeah,
pretty.
and right now
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have like a conflicting inspiration in between two artists. So there's like Joji,
Oh,
and
I
then
like
there's
Joji.
a
Yeah.
guy named Aries.
Oh, I so
And so like
sorry. I just before I forget, Joji I like. Aries. Oh, I do know an Aries song. I know one song by Aries, but I whenever sometimes when I'm looking at beats, when I'm doing YouTube type beats, I won't even know the artist, but I'll have listened to enough of their type beats where I know that it's good. So I've searched up Aries type beat a bunch of times because they're always so good, even though I only know one Aries song, I think.
yeah, cuz it's weird with Aries cuz like I don't know, like I only discovered him like not even half a year ago, but around a year and a half ago, I was making like really unintentionally making really similar music to him, and I didn't even rap at the time. I was he had this kind of style. It was like lo-fi mixed with trap
Mm-hmm.
back in around like 2017, and I don't know. It was weird that I had such a similar style to him at that time.
Yeah,
I didn't even know who he was.
that is funny. I kind of have like a similar type thing. One, I love Aries' style or his beat selection because like I said, when I do search up type beats, I've done a shit ton of Aries type beats. Two, I've had something kind of similar happen to me where somebody told me I sounded like an artist who I didn't even know at the time, and they said something along the lines of, "Oh, you must be really inspired by this guy because you sound exactly like him." And I was like, "I don't even know who that is." I've had people say that to me before about not so much anymore, but there's periods of times where I release a lot of the similar type songs and I move on to different shit. I've had people say that about Hobo Johnson, who I didn't know at the time, and also about the Beastie Boys. And everyone knows the Beastie Boys, but I didn't listen to them. I just knew their most popular songs, and I probably only knew 30 seconds of their most popular songs. But I've had something similar happen like that too.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with my inspiration because I don't know why I'm like this, but I just don't listen to any of like the newer, really popular artists. I don't know why, just never did.
I'm
I never
kind of
really liked
finding
that
myself doing that more
style
and
for some reason.
right. I'm kind of finding myself doing that more and more. Um, you're familiar with the double XL lists or no?
No.
It's pretty much something that's been going on for probably 20 plus years where basically that year's top talent, they put them all on like a roster type thing and they get a freestyle from each one of them and they're on this magazine, double XL magazine, and they do a cipher together and all these kind of things. I remember it, usually they're well, it depends. Some years they're really spot on with ones. Like one year they had in the same lineup, and this is basically them trying to find rappers before they're famous almost. Like they find them when they're in before they've blown up or just when they're starting to blow up. I remember one year they had a lineup something like Kendrick Lamar, Mac Miller, um, Wale, B.O.B. They've had a lot of people over the years, but I've noticed the last couple of years, and specifically this year, when I look at the double XL lineup, because I'm kind of like, ooh, who's on it? Because they're usually pretty good at spotting rappers before they blow up. Um, Specifically this year, I don't think I knew a single person on the list at all. And I was kind of like, who are you people? I've never heard of any of you guys before. So I can kind of relate to the not I was gonna say not being so in touch, but that's a bad way to put it. Just listening to more underground people, I guess, or older people or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of the stuff that I see put out now just seems like a little too generic. It gets kind of repetitive. So I've just been listening to like a lot of the really underground, independent producers.
I've I totally get that. I have the same exact mindset, and at first I was like, "Oh God, am I just getting old?" So I'm like, "Oh, everything sucks now on the radio, whatever." I'm like, "No, I'm literally 25." But yeah, I feel the same exact way, and I feel like it's just getting more and more generic. And I don't even think that's a getting older thing. I think it's just more of a selling out slash type thing like that, like more along the lines of people are really, really just trying to make a quick buck.
And that guy Tyler the Creator,
Yeah,
I don't really listen to his stuff, but I've seen a few of his new songs he put out, and like I think that's kind of cool that he's bringing back